It's Saturday, February 20th, 1943, and the Battle of the Kasserine Pass took place on this day within a 2-mile gap of space along the dorsal mountains in Tunisia. General Irwin determined that he would attack the Allied defensive line. More than 1,000 soldiers died, and hundreds were taken to prison. It was at this point when the United States soldiers withdrew. While the Battle of the Kasserine Pass is occurring, Burton J. Smith, BJ, is at the Ellington Field Reserve Base in Houston, Texas, writing a letter to his girlfriend, Willametta Turnepseed, who is back in Wyandotte, Michigan. BJ is the co-editor for Literary Newsette, a newspaper, so as one can imagine, he writes detailed and emotional messages to her. He is so in love with Willametta that he won't go out to town at night with the other men. BJ enlists in the United States Army Air Forces in January of 1942, but doesn't fight until January of 1943. In previous letters, BJ states that he gets paid $60 for the entire month of February. He explains that he lives in a barrack that is heated by 2 coal stoves, is made out of tar paper, and measures 150 feet by 30 feet. He then says that he wakes up at 6:15 in the morning and goes to bed between 9:15 and 10 o'clock at night. BJ says that he has so much to live for and nothing to gain, because being in the Army, in one sense, erased your past and denies your future. Everyone lives from day to day. Burton J's previous letters to the love of his life complement this letter because BJ states that he will fight Curtis, who is flirting with Willametta because BJ wants to marry her. This shows the emotional strength that one must have while serving. To be able to take yourself out of social events because you know that the love of your life is thousands of miles away waiting for you takes a lot of courage, trust, respect, and dignity. BJ writes, "You'll find me moody sometimes, dearest, and unaccountably restless. I don't know what I want. Nothing I can conceive, I'm sure." He goes on by saying, "Then I think how good and understanding and loving you are, and I know that everything will be all right." By having someone he can trust back home to write to, BJ is able to talk about how he feels on the inside and show that he is emotionally unstable. Throughout this letter, one can see that soldiers who have the appearance of being tough and strong deal with many emotional difficulties despite their incredible bravery. Burton J. looks towards his girlfriend in times of need in order to speak with someone about his experiences. Whether you know a soldier or not, a simple thank you for your service comment may brighten their day and allow them to realize why they put their life on the line while serving. Burton J. does this with Willametta when he gives her hope at the conclusion of the letter by writing, "I think I love you enough to put your happiness before mine. Just remember, my love is strong enough to shield and shelter both of us. Love, BJ."